Hey you guys, it's your girl T, and once again we got another story that's coming from our second favorite state, trifling ass Texas. So what's going on now in Texas, you ask? What's going on is that Shanisha Taylor, y'all remember the damn Hoodrat down in Arizona who left her kids in a hot ass car, who was crying and shit in her mugshot? This Hoodrat got all these other Hoodrats out here gassed up. Now we have multiple Hoodrats getting arrested and crying in their damn mugshots. That crying ass mugshot that you see behind me, that's 18-year-old Brittany Shalynn Davis, okay? So what went down is that Brittany Davis was on Plenty of Fish trying to, hook herself a man, and she ended up hooking up this 30-year-old man. His name is Philman Hartman. So they had been talking for a few days, and they finally agreed to meet with each other. So what went down is that at 3 o'clock in the morning, Philman decided to get into his car and go to her apartment complex to go meet Brittany, who was going by the name Shay. Once he got there, she claimed she had to go in the house and go grab something. So as he was waiting for her to come out, some guys come from behind the building and basically jump him and attack him. And they go to look for his wallet. He's saying he has no money on him. He don't have nothing. So they end up shooting him. So he ends up having to play dead. So Brittany comes back outside and they start going off on Brittany. Like, why the hell would you sit here and bring some broke ass guy here and he ain't got no money on him? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is up with that? So the whole time this man's on the ground playing dead. So finally Brittany and her, her homeboys, they end up running off. The guy gets up, he jumps in his car and drives himself to a hospital. This whole situation is just trifling as hell. I want you guys to go ahead and check out this news clip. She's finally talking and speaking about the situation. Check this out, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my comments.
It's a jailhouse interview with a woman accused of luring a man she met on an online dating website into a robbery.
Let's go back to Eyewitnesses reporter Jessica Willey with the exclusive interview. Jessica? Yeah, her mugshot got a lot of people's attention. Brittany Davis, now in jail tonight, tells me she was so distraught, so caught off guard by her arrest because she says she had nothing to do with this violent robbery for which she is charged. Rather, it was her sister, and their mother, surprisingly, tells me the same thing.
With tears streaming down her face, 18-year-old Brittany Davis took an unforgettable mugshot, complete with messy hair and a pained look. Davis is accused of luring Philman Hartman using the popular online dating site Plenty of Fish. They met at her West Side apartment complex last week. When she stepped away, he told investigators 2 men tried to rob him and then shot him.
It was just like, well, you trying to die today? And he just shot me and took home.
Investigators were led to Davis. Harper picked her out of a lineup. From inside the Harris County Jail, Davis says she's innocent. Quote, "I don't get into any trouble. I really didn't do it, honestly." It's the story of most inmates, but Davis says she knows who did it, and so does her mom. They both tell me the woman in the plan was really her 14-year-old sister who used Davis's picture online to get men interested. Quote, "My little sister is a troubled child. She sometimes lies about her age. She confessed, so if she confessed, why am I still here?" She doesn't think her sister was the mastermind. Rather, she was influenced by the 2 men involved. No one else has been charged. As for the moment of the mugshot, quote, "I was crying, I was scared, and I'm scared now. I want to go home. I'm innocent."
And we know that Harris County investigators are looking into this story now. Davis's mother, concerned for her safety, declined an on-camera interview. She tells me she knows by defending her older daughter, it means her younger one could go to jail, but also tells me if she did this, she should be punished. Live tonight at the Harris County Jail, Jessica Willey, 13 Eyewitness News.
To stick up, promise of a good time with a woman he met online.
She told me to come over.
But it all went bad.
And I seen a gun in his hand. So after that, I was like, oh no, something's wrong.
Robbed and left for dead. Tonight, his terrifying ordeal and how he fooled his attackers. The Eyewitness News exclusive right now.
And good evening, I'm Gina Gaston.
And I'm Alona Carson. And that victim said that he met a woman on a website called Plenty of Fish, and they arranged to meet in person.
Eyewitness News reporter Foti Kalergis joins us live with an exclusive interview with that shooting victim who talks about this violent ambush. Foti?
Yeah, Gina, good evening. That victim exclusively told Eyewitness News that he had to play dead after he was shot in order to save his own life. And tonight, the woman that caught his attention online is now in jail. It's a site used by millions around the world.
The website legit.
Singles like Philman Hartman looking for a mate on plentyoffish.com.
I met somebody before and it was all right.
Last week, an 18-year-old woman caught Harper's eye.
We talked for about a good 3 days.
He said Shay was ready to meet up in person and invited him over. June 29th, 3 a.m. Harper said Shay finally met him in person outside of Building 47 at the Southwest Houston apartment complex.
She was like, hold on, let me get something out my house.
Shay made her exit, and then Harper says two men approached him.
And I seen a gun in his hand. So after that, I was like, oh no, something's wrong.
Harper says the two men demanded cash. He said he didn't have any. Then they instructed him to his car. He refused.
It was just like, well, you trying to die today? And he just shot me and took off.
It was then Harper said, not knowing where he was shot, he did something that he said saved his life.
I just closed my eyes right quick, just played dead. Then I peeked open and they were way down the streets.
When all was clear, he got into his car and sped away. The bullet went through his arm and lodged in his chest.
But when I got to the car, I couldn't even breathe. I started like wheezing a little bit.
Help came soon after. Harper saw his Plenty of Fish match days later in a police photo lineup. A tear-soaked photo, Shay identified as Brittany Shalynn Davis, now arrested and in jail.
Blessed to be alive, really.
Harper says his online dating days are now over. And tonight, Harper told me that he was able to identify his shooter as well as the other person that was with the shooter is unclear right now. Houston police have actually arrested those two men. Davis is here at the Harris County Jail on a $30,000 bond. Reporting live in downtown Houston, Foti Colurgis 13.
All right, so you guys just saw that news clip, and I love this stupid-ass plot twist that Brittany and her mom is trying to come up with. So now in an interesting plot twist, Brittany is saying that her 14-year-old sister, who we all know technically cannot be charged as an adult, is guilty for all of this. She's saying that her 14-year-old sister is the one who created her profile. Her 14-year-old sister is a really, troubled girl. She's really disturbed. She lured this man out there, and it was her 14-year-old sister who set this all up. And the mama is co-signing with this bullshit. The only reason why the mama is co-signing with it because she knows her older daughter is 18, and her older daughter can be charged as an adult and go away for the rest of her life down in Texas. They don't play that shit. But if they pin everything on the 14-year-old, then at least there'll be a chance. The 14-year-old might just get like a year in juvie or some shit like this. So I just found this whole situation just really damn ridiculous. I don't feel bad for this girl. I don't feel bad for her crying ass mugshot because, bitch, you weren't crying when you set that grown ass man up. You weren't crying when you had your homeboys come down there and rob him and shoot him. So don't cry now that you've been arrested. Another thing, I have to kind of put some blame on the victim, okay? To me, Philman Hartman, you yourself are not innocent as well. You're just as trifling and nasty as this girl. You're a grown-ass man, 30 years old. What 30-year-old man in their right mind would sit there and try and go out with an 18-year-old? I don't care if she's legal or not. At the end of the day, she's 18 years old, much too young for your grown ass. And my thing is, he had every intentions of sleeping with this young girl because no grown man would be going out to go meet a stranger at 3 o'clock in the morning without the intention of trying to sleep with her. He wasn't trying to take her to Red Lobster. He wasn't trying to take her out to eat, to the movies or nothing like that. He was willing to meet with an 18-year-old girl at 3 o'clock in the morning. He had one thing on his mind, and that was sex. And that's the sad part. You had too many men out here, especially some black men, who allow their damn penises to lead them off of a cliff. This man damn near lost his life because he was trying to get some ass from an 18-year-old. And don't tell me that wasn't why he was there. There was no other reason for this grown-ass man to be at this apartment complex at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning than because he thought he was going to get some from this little girl. And he ended up getting a rude awakening. So he's very lucky that he didn't die behind this. He's very lucky that, his life was spared and he was smart enough to play dead. But this is why people have to use discernment. This is why people have to use some common sense. You have a lot of kids out here who are just crazy. They're ratchet. They don't care. And they will set your ass up. So a lot of these adults need to think twice. While you thought you was manipulating an 18-year-old to give you some ass, she was actually manipulating you to come down and get your ass robbed and shot. So I just find this whole situation trifling on both ends. He may be a victim, but he's not an innocent victim in my personal opinion. So anyways, you guys, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. How do you feel about this entire trifling ass situation that's once again coming from our second favorite state, trifling ass Texas? And then do you believe Brittany's story that her 14-year-old sister was a mastermind behind this? Do you feel like she's just trying to make the 14-year-old the scapegoat because they know the 14-year-old will get less time? And then how do you feel about this grown-ass man going to go meet with her at 3 o'clock in the morning? So let's get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right, deuces. Hey YouTube, it's your girl Lovely T, and you can show me some love by hitting that subscribe button, watching my previous videos, and following me on social media.